What is up, guys? This is Full Grown Gaming with a Dead Space 2 hardcore Let's Play. And for those of you that are, obviously it looks a little more menacing than Mario and Portal and all that. And I know Conquer was a pretty mature game, but this is kind of taking it to another level. And I recommend, viewer discretion is advised, that kind of thing. If you don't want to see blood and gore and all that kind of stuff, don't watch this. Anyway, for those of you that are still here, I'm sure it's the whole audience, because we're all adults here, pretty much. We're going to go ahead and start a new game on hardcore, the hardcore difficulty, where you only have 3 saves throughout the whole game. And the first tip I have is turn your brightness up on hardcore, because you don't want to get caught, without being able to see, and that's a stupid reason to die on hardcore. So I'm going to let you guys watch this first opening cutscene, and I'll be back with you right after it's over.
Isaac, are you there? Come in, Isaac. Oh, God. I'm so sorry, Isaac. Look at the time difference. I'll call you back later.
It's okay. How you doing?
Good. You're right, Isaac. The Ishimar is a great ship. I am so lucky to be serving aboard her.
Enjoy it while it lasts. You know they're gonna decommission her next year.
Isaac, thank you.
For what?
For just pushing me to do this. I mean, if it weren't for you, I never would have made it this far, because you made me stick with it.
I'll just remember, I'm giving you up for 6 months so you can do this.
You know what? We must be getting on a range third leg. Isaac? Isaac, can you hear me? Look, I'm gonna call you back as soon as I can.
Isaac! Isaac! You were drifting away for a moment there, Mr. Clarke. I believe you were telling me about your nightmares that you've been having. About your dead girlfriend. What was her name?
Nicole.
I didn't want it to end like this. I really wanted to see you again. Just once. I loved you. I always loved you.
Yes. Nicole Brennan. She was a senior medical officer stationed aboard a Planet Cracker-class vessel.
Hey, Ishimura.
USG Ishimura, yes. Part of a mining operation on Aegis 7. I understand communications went down shortly after their arrival. You were part of the repair mission. A mission for which you volunteered, am I right? What did you find aboard that ship, Isaac?
I found something.
What did they find aboard the ship, Isaac?
The marker.
Did you have contact with this marker? It made you see things, didn't it? Things you didn't want to see.
It spoke to me.
What did it say, Isaac? What did it say to you, Isaac? Isaac, can you hear me?
So here we have Franco, I think his name is, who was a main character, I'm pretty sure, in the game Dead Space Extraction, and I'm not really sure because I just looked this up on the wiki because I don't even own that game. And from what I've heard, it's like a comic book kind of thing on the Xbox Live Arcade, so really not worth playing from what I've heard. But it does provide details from between Dead Space 1 and Dead Space 2. So I'll let you watch this little cutscene.
Good. Steady. We gotta get you out of this straitjacket. Where am I? Alright, I know you're confused right now. I can explain everything, but you gotta trust me, okay? Listen, you're in terrible danger.
Oh, buddy, it doesn't look like we're the one in terrible danger. You're the one that's got a, whatever you want to call that thing on the back of your back. It's called a necromorph, by the way. And right now, you can see him kind of pleading for Isaac, his last human consciousness fading away. I know that's kind of morbid, but that's what happened. And now he's completely lost. He's got tentacles coming out of his mouth and everything. So now Dana is contacting us, but I don't think they've referred to her by that name yet. But if you've played this, and I'm just turning the subtitles on, by the way, because it can be kind of hard to hear, I guess, if you're, I don't know. But anyway, what you want to do is bob and weave through the necromorphs and all the tables and chairs and wheelchairs, and those wheelchairs get in the way, I swear. There's a point later in this episode where wheelchairs almost kill, well, not really almost kill me, but really kind of make me mad. But if you just bob and weave and follow this path, you'll get to this little thing right here where you get a spam A. Really not hard, you don't have to press it really, really fast, but you know, moderate pace, and it'll fling the guy right in the door. And this is really the beginning of the game here, Chapter 1, which you can see in the bottom right corner now. And I really wish I could save at that save spot. And you will, if you're attempting this on hardcore, you'll really wish you can save at that save spot. Because if you die before you get to... my first save, by the way, is in Chapter 6, at the very, very beginning. And look, a wheelchair getting in my way. But, you're gonna wish you could save there, because if you die before you get to that first save spot, you're gonna have to watch that first cutscene over and over and over. So try not to die, because you're gonna, if you're like me, the first time I tried this on hardcore, I've probably beaten it 2 or 3 times now. I think I've memorized all the cutscenes in pretty much the whole game. But if you're playing this for the first time, I recommend you watch a little cutscene on the computer. Not really a cutscene, but the little, you know, recording on the computer, or whatever that was. It's pretty interesting. And the guy that was talking to Nolan Strauss on the computer is right here, and he takes us hostage for a second. You know, has a knife to our throat, it looks like, and you can't really see it now, or you could see it for a second. But there's a bloody handprint on his shirt thing. And the first time I played this, I really thought he was gonna get kind of, you know, Isaac was gonna get, you know, destroyed, killed, whatever you want to say. But watch this cutscene.
Straightjacket. No one's getting out of here alive. Don't do it.
See, right there, I thought Isaac bit the dust. I thought it was going to be a different type of game than the first game, or something. I don't know what I thought, but it looks like we got cut out of the straitjacket. But our rig is red, as he's about to tell us. See, your rig is red. It's red. He's like so focused that it's on red. But now we're being introduced to health packs, and there are small health packs, medium health packs, and large health packs, or as Joe would say, health points. And what am I saying? Oh, obviously they're called med packs, not health packs. Whatever, same thing. But this guy is about to get
We're all gonna burn.
Yeah.
What we did to you.
So obviously he couldn't live with what he had done to Isaac and what's going on in the station, so he just decided to end it there. Now we're officially being, or about to. There we go. Dana.
Clarke.
And for those of you who don't know, look up Dana, Dead Space 2 on IMDb, like Internet Movie Database, because her voice actor is pretty smoking, if you know what I mean. Recommend looking that up. But anyway, Dana, she is explaining to Isaac that he has a deadly case of dementia, and I always wondered how... I'm not really sure what dementia is exactly. I know it's like a mental thing, but I'm not sure if it has physical side effects. Not really sure what that has to do with what we're doing here, but now we're being introduced to the locator. If you don't know where to go, just hit the right stick, and you'll... a little line will show you where to go. And that little TV screen popping up the first time scared the absolute living daylights out of me. Not even gonna lie. And so, pass another save spot. Every time you pass a save spot on hardcore, you get a twitch in your eye, like you really wish you could save. And right here, the dementia's starting to take hold again, and Nicole, his girlfriend from the first game, is talking to him. And this little, it's not really I don't know what exactly we would call it. I'm just going to call it an engineering tunnel, I guess. There's a couple of these sprinkled throughout the game. And in this first one, as we turn this corner, you can see a necromorph that scampers away. Why did the necromorph run away? And second of all, you never see another necromorph in one of these tunnels like that throughout the whole game. Not really a spoiler, just, you know, like I said, if you play it on hardcore, you know what's going to happen. So now we fall into like a medical kind of facility thing, and we're about to add our second weapon, like offensive weapon. Or I guess you could consider it defense if you wanted to, but whatever. It's called Kinesis, and using it you can pick up things off the ground and throw them, or bring them to you so you don't have to run actually and go get it. And these little spike things you got to shoot out the window, and you can also use them to attack enemies. and it's pretty obvious, but wherever that little blue reticle is, that's exactly where it's going to go. I didn't realize that the first time. I was trying to, like, I didn't even notice it was there, so I was trying to, the way the spike was turned, I was trying to make it, I don't know, it was all weird, but just wherever the blue spike, or the blue reticle is, that's where it's going to go. And when you get the health packs on the beginning of the game like that, if you smash their bodies, you get health packs or ammo or whatever, I recommend using it right away, because at the beginning of the game, you're pretty much helpless. We don't even have a weapon yet, and you really don't want to be stuck with low health, because one hit from one of these things and you're pretty much dead. And right here is one of the first instances where that increased brightness comes into play. I almost turned it all the way up and it's kind of hard to see. But you want to go ahead and throw these spike things at them. And you can also tear off their claws or slash their limbs or whatever you want to call them and throw them. Those can also be used to inflict damage. And apparently you can throw those little plate things and knock them down. So this is the first really standoff in the game. There's only 3 necromorphs in this room. And by the way, I'm not sure if all the rooms in the game, the spawns for necromorphs aren't static. Like, they're not the same for everybody. If you reload a save, it could be different, or if you know, just different things. And by the way, get these 2 compartments on the wall. They're really useful in the early game. But the spawns aren't always static for everybody, so I would recommend watching ahead in the walkthrough, or let's play, or whatever you want to call it. Not really let's play, because it's not live commentary, but for live commentary this would have been increasingly difficult, like way more difficult than it should have been. And look, another wheelchair is getting in my way. I decided to do post-commentary because I thought I was going to die a lot and I was going to have to edit out stuff, but I only died once, and I'm like, well, I could have done live commentary, but whatever. And so this is our first room, where we're going to get our first weapon, and I feel like I was talking about something and I forgot. God, what was I talking about? I don't know. Moving on. If you run around this room, you can find some stuff like ammo and health packs and money and all that kind of stuff. And we're about to get our first weapon, which is the plasma cutter. And the plasma cutter is a staple weapon throughout the Dead Space series. Well, the 2 main games. I'm not sure about all the movies, and, you know, I'm pretty sure that there might even be a book or something. I don't know. But the plasma cutter is a really useful weapon in the early to mid game on hardcore. I wouldn't recommend using it later in the game. I actually switched to the Seeker rifle, which some people might think is an unorthodox decision, but it's really, really powerful. It can kill the babies, and oh, see, that guy wasn't even dead. You gotta make sure they're dead, by the way. If you kinesis their body and they actually move, they're dead. If you try to kinesis them and they don't move, they're still alive. But it kills a lot of stuff in one shot, and even on hardcore later in the game when it's fully upgraded. The Seeker rifle, that is. So I developed a technique which I call the crotch shot, and I know some of you are like, what in the world are you talking about? Well, if you shoot the plasma cutter directly between, or not between their legs, but pretty much in their crotch, it seems like it counts as a hit on both legs. And this could just be me, I don't know, but it seems like it counts as damage for both legs and it does extra damage. But if you shoot too high, it shoots the torso and it doesn't do as much. But a necromorph's going to drop out of this vent right here. And there's going to be another 3 necromorphs. Every time I've played this game, or this part, there's only been 3. There's going to be one that drops out of that one I just killed, one that drops out in the middle of the room, and one that comes out of this other hallway over here. So once you take them out, you're pretty much golden. You can see me trying to do the crotch shot right there. But if you shoot between their legs, obviously it's not going to do anything. You have to actually hit them. Now, like I said, go ahead and stomp. There we go. Stomp dead bodies to get ammo and health and stuff. And boxes. Boxes are pretty useful. I think you even get an achievement for stomping boxes or something, but I already have all the achievements, so that's why achievements aren't popping up. Unfortunately, you won't see the hard to the core achievement pop up at the end, but that's just because I already got it. Now, over here, there's more. There's a compartment on the wall, ammo, and there's a health pack right there. And I'm pretty sure those are always there. And once we run in this room, we're going to be making the mad dash to get another mad dash. It seems like there's a lot of running around in this game. The dash to get into the medical facility with whoever that is. Is that Strauss? I think that is Strauss. Strauss is a pretty main character in this game. We'll come to know and love later on. But right here is going to be our second main hold-off choke point kind of thing. I really recommend staying in this one room I'm in right now. Don't go off to the rooms adjacent, like the one I'm facing right now, because they'll drop right on top of you. Stay in this middle room, and they can't spawn in this room, and they'll spawn off to the sides. Normally, whatever side you're on, they'll spawn over there first, 2 of them, and then they'll spawn another 2 on the other side, and then I think there's 5 total, so there's going to be another one somewhere. But oh, and you can see I was trying to kinesis that claw off the dead thing, the dead necromorph. Don't rely on kinesis. That's one thing I cannot stress enough. People, I mean, it's really good for conserving ammo, but it's really not good in a pressure situation where you're confronted by a whole bunch of necromorphs. So if you're in a tight spot, don't worry about using kinesis objects. Just go ahead and use your gun, because that's better for crowd control, I guess you could say. So now that you've stomped all the bodies, go ahead and continue. And to our right here, there is a power node, which on hardcore is invaluable, because you can't do hardcore mode on a New Game Plus, which is where you get to keep all your previous stuff from other saves. So try and get all the power nodes that are, you know, spaced throughout the game. Excuse me. Now we're getting our Stasis module, which is a really useful component of the game. And once we hack this, we'll pull the Kinesis module, or the Stasis module, right out. And once we do that, there's going to be a necromorph that falls out of the thing over there, and you absolutely have to put him into stasis again, even though the game just did it for us, or he will run right through your shots and kill you. So once we open this gate and stasis it, we can run through. And that is going to be the end of episode 1, guys. Stay tuned for episode 2.